In the midst of winter and the start of second semester, Queen's students have been busy with more than just schoolwork. Over the past week, students on campus wanting a change of atmosphere have been submitting applications to the Queen's Exchange program, while students already off campus have actually begun their studies overseas. From Europe to Australia, there is lots to know about exchange opportunities right here at Queen's. The Private Eye investigates. In order to find out the logistics of the exchange program, we sat down with our faculty exchange coordinators.
In arts and science, for exchange places, we probably have, it's hard to say because some of our exchanges are full year exchanges, so students are spending their full year abroad, and some of them are just for a term, and they have an option of doing one or the other. But I would say there's probably about 180 to 200 places, and it just depends on how those play out once we've made the selection, so whether we have students going for 2 terms or just for 1.
Yeah. In the School of Business, we have 93 partners for commerce alone, and of that, we have 365 places for students to go. This year, 335 students applied for exchange. So what we try and say is if every qualified student in commerce can go on exchange. It's difficult in slotting and getting everyone to where they want to go for sure. That's the challenge we're currently facing right now. And what we try and do is keep building the opportunities as the commerce class is growing.
So for students who've applied for exchanges in the arts and science, right now our process will be to read through the applications. We have a committee of staff who read through and academic staff. And we'll be, each student, we look at their academics certainly because it is an academic exchange, but we only look at about 40% of that is part of their exchange mark, I guess you could say. And then the other 60% is based on the components that they handed in to us, so statement of interest, essay, and such. And then what we'll do is once we've just made our decisions about who is eligible to go, then we start slotting them into their different choices. So if a student puts together a really good application, they have a very good chance of getting the place that they want to go to. So that's the point we're in now, and they'll find out just before reading week for students in arts and science.
The commerce application process is a little bit earlier in that we ask students in the beginning of December to submit their exchange application to us. And we took the month of December, ourselves and academic advisors in the Commerce Office, we each read every application and scored it. It's similar to the PSE structure that coming into Queen's is like. So we read both 2 reads, that's scored, and the students are ranked based on their application and their average. And then we simply go through and slot everybody based on the number of spots that we have available. Our offer meeting will be February 1st. And so all 335 students who've applied will find out where they get to go at that point in time. We both, Arts and Science and ourselves, we only have 1 application round per year for the following year of going out. So anyone finding out as to whether they go in fall 2013 or winter 2014 will find out before reading week from Queen's.
To gain further insight into the pre-exchange process and excitement, we spoke to an exchange applicant right here at Queen's.
I applied to the University of Leeds in England, and it would be a full year exchange. So at Leeds, it's from September to June. And you also pick 6 other choices, so I put Edinburgh as my second choice. The application process is pretty competitive. You have to get an academic reference form from a professor, and you have to write a statement of interest about why you want to go to that university, your number 1 choice. And it's very limited because some universities have only 1 spot to send a student away, but I'm fortunate that Leeds has 8 spots, so hopefully I'll be able to go.
We've heard a lot about what goes into exchange, but what exactly do students get out of exchange? What better way to hear about the exchange experience before, during, and after than to ask a former exchange student who has been abroad and back?
So last year I went on exchange to Maastricht, which is in the Netherlands. It's in the very southern tip of the country. And I arrived late January and came home early July. So I was there for about 5 months in total. I kind of was planning my entire 4 years here to go on exchange. I had some friends who were older than me who had been on exchange through Queen's, and I really have always been interested in travel, so I was kind of planning on applying for my entire time at Queen's, and I'm very happy I went because it was a lot of fun. I mean, you're going to school there, so a typical day actually doesn't sound much different from what a typical day at Queen's would be. Wake up, go to class, grab lunch, come back. I was living in residence in Maastricht, and it was about a half-hour walk away from the school, but because I was in the Netherlands, everyone rode bikes. So I bought a bike my first week there, so I'd get around the city on my bike, which was a lot of fun. The residence was mainly filled with other international students, so other exchange students or master's students who were studying at Maastricht. Yeah, and then at nighttime we'd kind of just hang out in the residence or go out. So, I mean, a typical day doesn't sound very different from what a Queen's schedule would look like, but I mean, of course, you're interacting with very different types of students from all over the world, so it was actually quite different in terms of the day-to-day details. So.
The Queen's Exchange program links our school and ourselves to the global community, covering a wide spectrum of places, institutions, and interests. If you have a craving to travel, a passion for adventure, or a distaste for the Kingston winter, the world of exchange awaits. This has been Jordan Benatar reporting for The Private Eye.